Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chef's Meal, where we talk about whatever and never and everything else in between. Sean, are you ready though? Can we?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, heard. All right, let's do this.
Gucci.
Let's play the little soundbite. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Casey.
My name is Sean. And we're two chefs. Living our lives. One finished plate at a time.
Are you feedbacking now? Is that what it is?
A little bit.
Oh, okay. That's what I figured. I was like, he's not talking. That's okay. Are you good right now, though? Not feedbacking?
I think I'm good. All
right, so there's definitely something going on. But, it's not a big deal. Sean, how you doing today, Sean?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired.
Yeah? Did you go out today and shoot some hoops?
No, I didn't. Not today. Actually, yesterday I took the wife and the baby. We went to the Bronx Zoo.
Oh wow,
and,
to the zoo.
We went and saw the animals and had a good time.
Were the animals wearing masks?
All the people were wearing masks. I was very happy about that.
Good. Shout out to the Bronx Zoo.
Yeah, shout out to the Bronx Zoo. Shout out to the little petting zoo portion in Monorail. It was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time. But had a rough sleep and been up ever since. So.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Not too crazy.
Long one.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I'm sure you do.
I've been at it for quite a bit. However, I did get 2 days off this week, Sean. The Sunday that we got rained out. Awesome. Thank you, Lord. And then I was off Monday. And then Tuesday I had to go in there a little early. But nonetheless, we are all good. Quick update to you. Unemployment still hasn't gotten back to me. It will forever be like this, okay? I think it's just going to be...
Sometime in 2022.
Maybe.
Gold chest will just arrive at your door.
We'll get that rebate back finally, but...
Yeah.
They definitely owe me the stuff.
Interest applied.
Yeah, I took pictures on my account when I got paid after, like when I got back to work. So it's literally from March 13th to July 6th. So like that's the time frame that I didn't get paid, and after that, I got back to work, started getting some pay. But it's a doozer out there, Sean. But let's get into the brunt of it.
For sure.
Sean, do you want to do a Tech Tuesday, whatever it is that you have? If not,
man, I don't. To be honest, I really don't have anything. I mean, looking at the stories of the week, there wasn't anything that I thought that was really interesting enough to really bring to the table and talk about long form. I mean, honestly, it just seemed like most of the news in the United States was like centered around the Democratic National Convention, and the information coming out of there. But I think like next week will probably be a better week for technology, especially as we're kind of sliding into the last quarter of the year.
Correct. This is like the last hurrah. Everybody kind of, Black Friday and all that. This is like their big boom to kind of boost sales for the last time, and then peter off in January. Sean, I'd figure, so if Sean can see my screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on YouTube. This is, I'm seeing Sean in real time. You can check all that stuff out on YouTube, Chef Salty Pork on YouTube, MetroCardX on Twitter, and any email or any questions, you can email us on a tag right there. However, Sean, I'd figure, I had this idea I came up with Tuesday. I was like, you know what? I think we should go do a rundown of what is in our kitchen, like to function as a kitchen in a small space. What's needed, and like the bare bones minimal on a storefront, not a food truck, because that's a different set.
Sure.
A storefront store, a minimal, I don't know, let's say 30-seater restaurant on the inside. What it takes to be able to produce some food, but enough so you can go bananas per se. So I had this idea. I started making a list. So you see right here all these tabs that are open right now, Sean.
Yeah, you got like 50 billion Restaurant Depot tabs.
I have 32 tabs.
Shout out to
open.
all the RAM in your computer.
Yeah. And look, my computer is barely getting to 30%. Shout out to the comp, right? All right, so let's get into it, Sean. Before we go do and start, what do you think are the most important things in a kitchen? Before I get to this.
I mean, I guess
besides
it would depend on the type of operation you're running, but for the basics, you need good refrigeration.
Got it.
You need some sort of reliable heating element. You need some good water supply, clean and hot. And if you have those things, that's like the basics for any food service operation. And then obviously you're gonna scale it to whatever you're trying to produce.
Gotcha. So Sean, I have a little task for you. So as we kind of go about the prices of these items, can you add them up on your phone or just give me like a total as we're kind of going about?
Okay. Sure.
So besides the storefront, let's say that's a given. You've already purchased the plot. We're not going to add that into the bill. Besides janitorial, meaning your dishwasher, your chemicals and all that, we're not going to count that in. That's already implanted in. Besides the ice machine, which is like a third of the restaurant actually, if you think about it, we're not going to count that in. And also china and walk-in. So those four, we're going to omit. Let's pretend that's already paid for. That's inside of your building. Everything else we don't. So we're going to go from ground up from the bill from there. But by those four items that I'm just talking about, that's like $200,000 for a storefront. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Let's pretend that's all paid for, nothing crazy.
Plus running maintenance.
We're not
because these things will inevitably fail or break down or need service.
So we'll do a P&L too a little later. Let's I kind of want to tell people how, or make them understand what all these equipments are and how we need to make money in a restaurant, because we have all these are, I think these are bare board standard. Some of them we don't even need on some of the restaurants, but these are pretty crucial to like a 30-seater, 50-seater. And then you can even expand on this. We can produce for 200, 300-seater restaurant with the same equipment. You just need more bodies in your restaurant. So, Sean, let's start with, this is my favorite tool in the kitchen, the good old utility cart. I love this thing. Okay. One typically suffices in our restaurant. You don't need more than that. Two, a little overkill, but one, you can stack if somebody's opening for the day, they can put all their prep there, all the pans, everything, and then walk it to their station. Kind of tried and true. Right now for Restaurant Depot, I'm doing a shout out to Restaurant Depot. Restaurant Depot have it for $100. How do you feel about this, Sean? I think we had three of these. I
feel like that's a fair price, and it's an underappreciated tool in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because if you're using these things effectively, you're going to cut down the amount of trips that you need to make in and out of your walk-in, which is obviously best for prep, is best for maintaining the temperatures in those spaces. It's best for organization, and
prep carts.
It's one of those things where, like, if you kind of take it for granted that you have carts in the building, but the minute that you don't have it is when you realize like how much you need these things.
I remember when we had to do shellfish, we would load these suckers up and just bring it to the back and wash them. These come in so handy because you can load up at least 6 trays onto these. That saves 6 trips, essentially, all in one go. So a definite deal in our restaurant. So that's $100. Ka-ching, right there.
Ka-ching, yep.
Let's move on. The good old knife sharpener. I know you can have a subscription if you want, but you're paying per knife, and then the guy comes in every week to kind of sharpen it for you. Or you can do what we do. You buy the knives by itself, which is like $10 or whatever, and sharpen it yourself. and that will run you a good 407. 400. This is like the cheapest one that they have in their lineup, and it's a tried and true brand. Also, $407. Cha-ching. How do you feel about a knife sharpener, Sean? We had this. We had two.
Super crucial. I mean, yeah, like you said, you could investigate having a service that comes in to do your knife sharpening weekly, or you could go old school with like the small sharpeners or using a steel.
Yeah.
But generally, when you need a sharp knife, time is of the essence. So yeah, I think it's best to have one of these handy, and then put up in, store someplace out, safe, because obviously $408 is pretty expensive.
This is actually pretty cheap compared to some of the other ones that run up like $600-700. But tried and true, these things are bricks. These will last quite a long time. So now we're down $500 if I'm remembering that correct. Yeah. And then as Sean was saying, the sharpening steel. Sean, I think there's a common misconception. What is the difference between a sharpening steel, which is this one, and that sharpener that we just saw? Do you know what the difference is?
I don't well, I would assume, right, like the knife sharpener is going to get both sides of your knife cut and planed evenly. And well, the way that the steel works is like you're dragging the knife across like the body of the steel.
Correct.
So I mean, it's gonna put an edge, but it's not gonna be as true as if you're using the sharpener.
So they're both correct. Those are both two answers, but you're missing one little part in the middle. So for our listeners, what happens to your knife? If you can imagine, I'm putting a little thing on the screen, right? Pretend this is the edge of your knife. In due time, the two edges will eventually go like this. So this sharpening steel, the honer, helps it to mitigate at least one side a little better than the other. The sharpening steel, once it becomes too bad and starts to get like dings, like a crevice in the inside, the honer is not going to be able to do it. So you need that sharpening steel, the sharpener actual, to redistribute the metal and just kind of shave off a layer, and then you still need the sharpening honer to put the true edge back to where it was. So that's pretty much what the answer is. Nothing too crazy. $5 right now on sale at Restaurant Depot. Restaurant Depot is my friend right now.
$5 well spent.
So I
definitely have one in my knife kit.
We are down $505 so far. And then my favorite piece of equipment, we typically have 3 of these, but for the purpose of this restaurant, it's a small restaurant. We only have one speed rack, aka pan rack. Sean, tried and true, how do you feel about this?
Super crucial.
Oh my God.
Obviously, if you're looking at the video, you can see it has multiple racks on this one speed rack. So you can think like each one of them is gonna hold like a standard tray of food, and it just looks like, was that 16 slots
16.
there?
Yep.
So in theory, you have like 16 different things that you can have on that rack at the maximum.
Yep.
You can distribute it so that like, you're for proper rotation with like the cooked food, so you're rotating them in to cool in the right fashion. You can stack things so that they're following the right like health and safety guidelines. It's like super duper crucial, and it's super easy and to move a lot of food around the kitchen with this tool.
And it has wheels. It's like so great.
And right.
Typically, we would have 2 of these in a restaurant. One for your hot foods that you're trying to cool, and one that's already prepared and ready to go. So let's say there's 2 of these in that restaurant, and we're down 174. That's 340. Let's say we are now at 875, right? 879.
Yeah,
ish,
give or take.
Okay. And then these 2 I couldn't really find essentially, but Sean, we had dozens of these. We need a Sharpie. Sharpies are the lifelines in the kitchen. We need to date when we prepped it, a 3-day shelf life pretty much on all items, or 3 to 5. It just depends what it is. Your name and what it is. That's pretty standard on any kitchen that you will walk through.
Right.
And right now you can get it on Amazon for a pack of 10 for $16.
Super crucial.
Super crucial. And then in the same manner, right next to it, the date jars. So if you can actually buy this, like I said, the item, what it is, the date that you prepped it, the time, not necessarily. You're gonna go by a 3-day shelf life. So let's say you prepped it June 1st. 3 days would be June 3rd. It's technically day 1 is when you prep it.
Right, day 1, yeah, it's your current day.
So it's not June 4th. It's literally, you're counting 2 days technically, but it's a 3-day process. And then initials, who made it. This is pretty standard in every kitchen too. If you don't have this, the standard blue tape that we all carry around on all kitchens also will suffice. But at least something to kind of mark you to what it is. That way we know. Because most of the time when you walk in, you're like, what the hell is this? It doesn't have a label. Get rid of it. That's what a health inspector would come in and be like,
of course. Because,
nope.
I mean, you can't, even if you knew, you can't prove with certainty when that stuff was produced.
Correct. So dating this is like close to our hearts. This is what we do on a really busy day. Mixing bowls, Sean. Oh, by the way, it was $16. It's a marker and some day dots. I don't think we should take that down.
I put it in because I figured like that is the minimum that you need to start to have like a dating system. Because obviously there are other like mechanical or software based solutions that you could set up that would be significantly more expensive. But if you got a small place, and trustworthy people, that's the system that you could go with.
All right, so we are now down $900 just in case. But for now, for mixing bowls, this is like the everything set, which is pretty nice. The only thing that's not cool, it only goes up to 8 quarts. That's like the medium size, like this big. Yeah. Our prep bowls are about yay big, so that's the 24 quart one. That's for prepping, like if you're mixing like a lot of things all in one, that's what is missing. On Amazon they can only go up to this big, and Restaurant Depot right now doesn't have them in stock, so at least something to kind of get you. This will run you this entire set, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This entire set is $30. This is a pretty good start for any kind of small restaurant. Maybe get 2 of these that will cover your bases.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You might want to get 2, so I'm adding 2 into the
price here. So $960 so far on our equipment. I'm doing this on my head, Sean. Digital scale. Why do we need this big ass one, Sean?
For a lot of reasons. Obviously you want to be able to weigh your products that are coming in, to make sure that you're getting the quantities that you're paying for.
Correct.
You might want to use a scale like this also to do inventory. And I mean, I think this is like it looks kind of big, but if you were having smaller versions of the scale, you'd be using it for prep.
Yeah, this is and
portioning.
A 20 by 15, so it's like the standard one. It's like yeah, big. It's most typically used. Sean and I will use this right as we receive the items. So let's say we get 20 pounds of chicken, we will literally throw it onto this. Make sure it says 22.5 or something, including the box.
Account for water weight maybe in the box.
In the box. So as long as that hits a certain number, then we're okay. That's on and received. But a lot of purpose, and you definitely need something that scales up a heavy amount, up to at least 120 pounds. This will easily do it. They have bigger ones where it looks like you're like a big scale, that can go up to thousands. We actually have it in a restaurant. Unnecessary on some points, but maybe for their use they need it. But this will give you a standard. This will ring you $545. So now we are roughly $1,400 on our bills. And then the tried and true, Sean,
ladles. We need them.
We need these.
We need them
by the buckets.
Crucial.
This is just the 1 ounce piece though, so $1 for the 1 ounce piece. etc. They average about a buck 50 per label. Let's say we get 20 of them, 20 of each, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 4 ounce. That will ring us a good 80. Like, let's go $100 on ladles. This will give you correct portions when doing your sauces. For practically anything, we need a ladle.
For everything, yeah. You know, if you're, like I said, if you're distributing your sauces as a finished product, if you're, mixing things, then, you need to have the right amounts. And, make sure your people aren't eyeballing things, for consistency's sake. Like, a good, strong stainless steel ladle is crucial.
Tried and true. So now we're just about 1,500. Now we need some whisks. It doesn't matter what it is. You just need about 3 of these. The 3-foot one is like around yay big, and you use it for if you're like standing above something and you're hard whipping it. That is needed. But most of the times, what we use in the kitchen is just the 2-foot ones. That's you can manage that a little easier with any of your bowls. And we typically have 6 of these. But for the purpose of this restaurant, maybe just 5 of them at $80. So that's $40, give or take. We are now just around $1,600 plus the other one. Let's keep on going. And then spatula, Sean. What is the difference between this spatula and the spatula that everybody calls the other one to flip things? Technically, it is a spatula.
Okay. Yeah. Well, technically, they're very similar, but this one works differently in so much that it can withstand high heats.
Right here.
And it's really good because unlike the spatula that I would assume most people are thinking about in their homes, these flex, so they're really good for using in a bowl, so you can scrape better.
Yep. Whenever we say spatula, it's typically this. It's not the little flipper. That's technically a flipper, what everybody thinks of. It's a flipper spatula, but it's flipper first. When you say give me a spatula, this is what we will get you. Sean, let's put 10 of them into our cart right here. You can never have too many of these. You really do need one of them. So now we're down 70, so let's say 1580 we're up to now. And then my favorite part of this thing is the scales. This is another a different version of the scale, but this is for it only goes up to 5 pounds. This will help us portion things in our station. So let's say we need calamari at 8 ounces. So you would take a little container, you zero it out by using the little dial with the container on, and then you fill it with the item, and then you bag it. So we typically have 3 of these in our restaurant, or 4, just depends. But these are cheaper ones than the digital ones. Scale, Sean. Do you remember how many of these we had in our restaurant?
I feel here's the thing. I feel like we only ever had 2 of them, but we probably had about 6.
We started with 6.
The thing about when you're doing prep is everyone needs all of the same equipment at roughly the same amount of time, right? Because everyone is trying to prep in specific times of the day. Normally in the morning before your lunch shift, and then maybe right after that shift, right before dinner again. So there's this period of time where no one needs them, and then everyone needs them.
We generally try to get at least 3 of these. I have a digital scale that I keep in the office for me, just in case the other 2 are being used everywhere else. And then we have the big scale also. But let's say, Sean, that this little restaurant will have 3 of these. So let's add 150 into our tab there. Roughly, we're now at 1,700-ish. This is just equipment, folks. It's not even crazy. And then every station should have a thermometer. Not just any thermometer, the quick read thermometer, which this one is the digital probe. Sean, how do you feel about this? We carry this
crucial
on our jackets everywhere.
Definitely, you want to have something like this on every station, and ideally, you maybe also want your cooks to be carrying them as well. But if you're not, able to supply them at, to that measure, you definitely want them on every station and readily available, so that people can make sure that hot things are hot,
hot things are hot,
and they're cooling, in the right amount of time as well.
We teach our cooks enough to be like, hey, before our walkthroughs, which is like around 11 o'clock before we start opening the doors, take this temperature literally on all the buckets, meaning our drawers, everything that we keep cold, make sure it's under 40 degrees. And then they will go ahead and temp it. It's pretty easy. You just turn it on. It automatically just turns on, and you stick it into a food item in its place. You leave it there for a few seconds, and then it should give you the temperature. If it's above 40, obviously we need to correct it either by putting some ice into the container, surrounding it with ice, or just kill that drawer altogether, put it somewhere else that's a little colder, because we need to be safe. That's the most important part. And then Sean, do you know how to calibrate this just in case it like bugs out?
Oh yeah, the easiest way to calibrate it is with some ice water. Because if you like ice water being the constant, you should be right at freezing. So if you've got ice water and the thermometer is saying 32 degrees, then you're generally in the right ballpark. And if it's not, then you either need to recalibrate the thermometer if you can, or replace it with one that's working.
Correct. That's it. Tried and true. Let's say only the managers will have it, all right? Because these are run out pretty hefty. So let's say 3 of these in our restaurant, Sean, for this small little thing. So that will get us about $60. Let's keep on going. We're now $17.80, I believe. And then cutting boards. There's this little, I don't want to say myth, but cutting boards, the reason why there's colors, and I'll explain why, because certain foods needs to be prepped on it. So let's say, Sean, what goes on red?
Red meats.
Right. Green.
Vegetables.
Yep. And any other colors, it doesn't matter. Yellow typically for chicken, and then the rest will be for whatever. However, and here's where the myth lies. Per county, per state, there's different ordinances for these. For where we work, Bergen County, they do not require this. So you do not need to have color-coded cutting boards for where you prep food, as long as 1, it's sanitized, 2, you keep it clean, 3, it's not all chipped and you're constantly replacing it. However, if you're, let's say, in New York City or in like Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, I believe different boroughs have different sanitation procedures, and sometimes they will require you to only use the red one for meat, yellow for chicken, green for produce, etc. So just depending on where you are, depending on the county you're in, different ordinances for different places. That's all. Now for this 6 cutting board system, it's for $232. That's actually a pretty good deal for a pack of 6. So let's add that to our tab, Sean. We should be around $2,000 now. Six cutting boards will pretty much do you on all your stations.
We can start with that. I mean, I would assume if you're in a place in which, like, obviously, you need to be adhering to that color system, then you might want to maybe double it up so that you can, potentially have, prep happening in different parts of your restaurant at the same time. But for the sake of this, we'll go with 1.
Yep, just the 1. You can also buy this by the each. You don't necessarily have to buy per the packet. But let's keep on going. And then my other favorite, timers. Sean, we cannot live without timers.
And we can't buy them because we're out of time.
Typically, no matter where you are, there's always a timer at every station, because as good as we are, we're human. We will make mistakes. But it's a lot easier if you just click it for, I need 3 minutes, click, forget it, do whatever you got to do, because you need that entire focus somewhere else. When you hear that timer, boom, you're done. Yeah, pretty simple. I want to say if there's like a small restaurant like that, we would have at least let's put 5 of these, Sean, in that restaurant. 1 for Expo, because they're trying to time it. 2 for the other 2 stations, and 2 more for everywhere else that we need. So a total of 5. That brings us to $35. Let's keep on going. And then what I meant by the knives, as replaceable as they are, these are the ones that you need to get. Okay, the little cheapo heifers that I call them, these are standard chef's knives that everybody all in the kitchens will have. It doesn't need to be this brand, but it just has to be this. Okay, it has a girthy back hand to it. The back of the blade is thicker, so you can actually like break bone, but it's long enough and sturdy enough that you can slice. You can do anything with a chef's knife, pretty much. And they only go for $20. Okay, so for those 6 cutting boards, let's say there's 10 of these knives in that prep space. So now we're down $200. But high carbon steel is what you want to go for. They clean up easy, they store well, and you won't even have to worry about when you have to re-edge, meaning using the sharpener to get some of the metal out. They're $20. Not a big deal. That's another $200. So let's say we're up to $2,300 now. Sauce pots or just quart. It doesn't matter. This can be anything. This can be a saute pan for you. This can be a prep pan. It doesn't matter. You need like 10 of these in your restaurant to be able to function. Sean, how many did we have of these at our restaurant? Do you remember?
Sauce quart pots. I want to say maybe 5.
Yeah, we had 5 of them. Correct. We did have 5 of them.
Yeah, just about, because again, this is one of those things where it's like you don't have them all out the line and they're rotating through like your dish, area. So yeah, 5 sounds about right.
Depending on how your restaurant kind of functions, 5 will get you through. However, the restaurant I'm working in right now, we have 15.
Wow.
Different versions. We have the tall ones, we have the really wide rondos. But this 20 quart sauce pot will do you, let's say 5 of those. So $1.25. Let's add it into our bill. Let's keep on going. And then the tried and true pasta cooker. This is something all restaurants typically have. You have a saute station that usually takes care of pasta. This specific one, though, you'll be able to hold 4 of these little insets, and we call it the pasta cooker. This is kind of necessary. So let's add $64 to that bill. Technically, you don't need to buy this specific pot, but you do need the insets, and they cost $15 a piece. So it's kind of pointless. Just buy this thing. It kind of pays for itself. $64. Let's keep on going. And then the tried and true saute pans. Sean, we can never have enough saute pans. There's nightmares at some point when we're just yelling for saute pans. I think I would say 100 saute pans is pretty good, but that's overkill for this kind of restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could figure it might be like how many places on your range do you have? How many burners on your range do you have? Multiplied by
3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah, like maybe 4 to be safe, and then adjust up if you really see that you're running out. During your rush.
Got you. So let's say it's a 6 burner stove. Let's just say that. Let's multiply that by 3. So we need just about 18 of these. But let's round it off. Let's get 20 times 24.
Right, so we'll go with 480.
400-ish. Let's keep on going. You only need 1 of these in your restaurant. Maybe 2. But definitely 1. A cast iron skillet. An 8-inch or 10-inch cast iron will do you wonders on everything that you do. It will sear everything well. It seasons nice. You don't have to wash it really. When I say wash, like a light scrubbing, but typically salt and oil will get rid of this. It will never break. It will be there for you when you need to sear something on a jiffy. Have one of these in your restaurant or in your home. Okay, $7. And then let's get into the big numbers now, Sean. So what is our tally right now? We are at 3,000,
give or take $3,700.
We are at $3,700. So that's pretty much the brunt of the. Let's just say like a little bit of the stuff. Let's get into the ranges now. This is like the equipment that we need to kind of produce things. This is on a discount. So this is what typically what Sean and I would actually have: a 6-burner stovetop, an oven right underneath it, a plancha, and an oven right underneath it. This will take care of pretty much everything that we have. This one over here is where you keep all your saute pans. This will cost us a measly $2,700. Currently out of stock. You can also finance for as low as $74. Shout out to Restaurant Depot, but $2,700 for that gas range will do us pretty good. It doesn't matter what the brand is; it just needs to function. So, however you get this to however price you have, you're good. But it needs to be this combination: the stovetop into a griddle or a plancha. Okay, so that's $2,700. Depending on the amount of fried food that you do, or the concept of your restaurant, you would maybe have 2 of these. But one is pretty much you're pretty good on the setup. But a fry range double, okay, so 45-pound, it's typically $1,000. They don't have the price there, but this is $1,000. The only sucky thing about this for people that are listening. There's no filter underneath, so once the oil goes, you have to get rid of that oil. You can't like refilter, put more product. Once the oil goes bad in like 3 days, you literally need to drain it, clean it with soap and water, rewash it, and then refill it with oil. So that's like the drawback with these mini systems. There's no filter there, but this will set us back $1,000. Let's just say this restaurant just needs one of these. Nothing too crazy. Let's keep on going. A double combi oven will take care of everything. Whatever you're prepping, whatever it is, a double convection will typically you can bang out some serious product. Single it will be a little iffy for a restaurant. You want at least double so you can produce and reheat and prep on everything that you do. Okay.
Right, and also have, you also might want to have at least 2 so you can have these things at different temperatures.
Correct. Let's say one is for literally on the line 500 while the other one's roasting for prepping at 350 or whatever, 275 or 400. That's what you want to do. Technically, it's $5,700. This is on sale, but let's put this down, $5,700 on our bill. This is pretty standard. You'll find this in every kitchen, no matter where you go. A double, sometimes three ovens if they're a little pricey like we had before, but 2 would take care of your business. Also depends on how you rotate frozen food. You would only need one of these. So this is a chest freezer at 12 cubic feet. This is a double store. In our restaurant, the one that Sean and I worked in, we only kept crab legs, French fries, and chicken fingers in this thing, and like the ice cream. That was it. On different restaurants, like my restaurant, there's literally their entire prep stuff is on there because just the way they're set up and how it needs to get into the 3rd day. It's like a walk-in freezer, but typically 2 of these will handle anything that you have. One of this would probably be in pantry station to take care of the ice creams or any desserts.
Like
that needs to be frozen. It will be over there. The other one would be at the back prep area if they need to keep anything frozen, or AKA by the fry station for the French fries. That's it. So let's put in $1,200. Let's get 2 of these for our restaurant. 12 cubic feet is like 3.5 foot down deep by 3 feet. It's pretty massive. That will take care of pretty much a lot of items that needs to be frozen. 2-drawer refrigerated chef base. This is more pertaining to let's say you have an oven station, so we already have the saute and the grill combined together, but with the oven there, but you would have another station where the fry is, and this would be like another shelf they can put equipment on top. So maybe this restaurant will need another, I don't know, like a steam table on top of it, or you have another saute,
like stainless steel base or something,
or whatever it is. You can prep on top of this. You can do everything on top of this. And these 2 drawers are for you to store food. You typically need one of this in your restaurant. This would generally be at the grill station. So like that saute unit will be on top of this. Their food, like their proteins, would be underneath here, so they can just take it, season it, plop it on the grill. That's pretty much standard. One of this will do use, but it will set you back a measly $16.86. Sean, I know we're racking it up here. I've lost track, but I think we're close to like at least 12 G's right now. But let's keep on.
We're at $15,000. We're almost at $16,000.
Heard. No restaurant is complete without a pantry. This is the standard pantry corridor that everybody preps in. Okay, it has 2 double doors that you can kind of keep your vegetables in, and this top also you can put like 6 pans and stuff, and it will take care of everything else. They call it a top sandwich prep table. It's not technically that, or rather it's technically that, but we use this for pantry, for when I say pantry, like salads. I'm trying like, this is the thing, like salads, desserts, any of that fruit stuff would come off of these. These are so handy. $1,700 for this. Let's keep on going. And then if you think about it, we have the setup of the line. We have all our equipment, and then now we need some heating elements for a window, to sell the food at. You wouldn't think so, but these things cost $200 a piece, Sean. And this is only a 48-inch strip. Depending on how big your line is, you might actually need 2 or 3 of these. I think we had 3 of these in our restaurant. Yeah, we had 3 of them.
Yes, 3. Yeah, because the last one part of the window didn't have one.
Yeah, so we had 3 of these in our restaurant. Sean, for this purpose, I think we'll just say there's two windows. So we're down $400. We're almost there, people. Only like about 10 more. Let's get into the prep, how to prep the items now, because we haven't really gotten to it. We have knives, we have cutting boards, but you need finer equipment, tools to get things set and prepared correctly. And this is like every kitchen has it. This is a Roboku. It can slice, it can dice, it can shred, it can mince, it can just do everything. You can make cheese at the end of you need something on the Jiffy. This will take care of it. You need sauces blended nicely. This will take care of it. There's a hole on top of here that you can kind of funnel in some oil or some liquid. This attachment here will handling the slicing. So you can actually funnel meats, protein, vegetables, whatever. This is the where you would shoot it through. This is the slicing one. This is the grating one, and this is the main cutter for this equipment. But it comes. This is like the price of one of the equipments, but it's like this tall. For $1,100, $1,162, you can get a Roboku. We had 2 of these at our restaurant. And I love this thing.
Crucial.
I love this thing. I wish I took it, but we don't. Not only do we need a Roboku, we also need actually a mixer, or rather a KitchenAid or a Waring for this one. This will handle all of the items that we need whipped, or if we're doing bread or whatever. If we have to do a ganache or some kind of feeling that you have to beat the eggs really quickly, you can do it by hand, but who the hell would do that by hand? You would need one of these, or 2 of these actually. But this will set you back $679. Typically one of these in the restaurant will do you, so we're good. Sean, add $679 to our bill, and we're almost there, people. We're almost there. 2 of these Vitamixes will take care of everything. If you need sauces, if you need drinks. Actually, I didn't even think if this restaurant had a bar. We'll omit that. Let's pretend it doesn't. one Vitamix for the entire kitchen generally is okay, but you want at least two of these, because I can guarantee you pantry will use this the most, because all the sauces, all the salads will need to get blended for it. All the dressings, they will pretty much use this. However, sometimes the chefs like Sean and I would have like special sauces or special things that needs to be blended in a fine dust. Yo, Vitamix is your guy. For a good $3.78, they're on sale right now, Sean. You can have the power of the kitchen in your hands. Don't buy that Ninja blender bullshit. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You can, but I can guarantee you it will let you down. This won't let you down. You will sound like you're working at Jamba Juice. You can impress somebody. You can impress somebody when they come over. It's like, yo, I got this. I can blend it. You want a smoothie?
Really? No, you want a smoothie.
Like you really do. It's gonna come out just right. We're almost there, Sean. Cambros. These come in all locations, all different sizes. But there's like, I think I put four of them here, right? So this is the one that's most typically used to store our sauces inside. These are like the bigger boxes to put, like, if you have like carrots or corn or whatever, potatoes, you would always in a clear container. These are the standard small ones that would keep everything else that's in the walk-in, like red bell peppers, whatever, oranges that can be stored on here. These would be typically used for, like, I don't know, your herbs or whatever, anything small. But Sean, how do you feel about Cambros, and why is it so essential to our kitchen prep?
Well, they're super duper essential, and I love Cambros. They're clear, so you can see through them. Once you can easily identify what they are, but if they're items that aren't going to be necessarily stored in the most secure of places, you can see into them just to see if they've been tampered with, or if anything is like breaking down. They're super duper durable. They can, so they can take a beating, they can take being washed over and over again, and they stack very well. So, when you're thinking about your storage, like the pieces just kind of like fit together like Legos. So that's super duper duper crucial.
These come with lids, by the way. It's not pictured here, but there's a lid that goes right on top of this that you can put another one of this on top easily. That's why it's stored. So, Sean, if we're doing some math here, if we do like, I don't know, 20 of these. So right. 20 times 35.
700. That
will kind of take care of that. This is kind of like a niche thing, the little small ones. So let's only get like, I don't know, maybe 5 of these. Let's get another 100 in there. And then the big containers, let's say for potatoes, like the mirepoix with potato, let's say like 5 of these. We'll take care of our restaurant. And then for the small containers, these are each $3.39 each. Let's get 50 of them in total. So 50 times 3 would be 150. I think 50 is a good number to gotta get everything, like the clear containers inside our walk-in. Almost there. Only a few more things. Sean, depends what kind of restaurant we are, but we can never seem enough to have enough sheet trays. What is the purpose of sheet trays in our restaurant, Sean?
Besides
cooking.
Okay, so short-term storage, obviously cooking, like if you're breaking down your station, you can throw some things on storage, and again, they fit right into that speed tray, and they stack well.
So like that's pretty much what we use these for, but it's at a discount. Again, Restaurant Depot, ladies and gentlemen, $8.56. If I've taken account on how big the restaurant is, I think 30 sheet trays would work for this purpose, for those 3 stations that we have in our restaurant, and then plus enough for prep and for cooling, and then we rotate. I think 30 would give us a good flat number. on there. And then before you give us the total, literally about 6 more tabs here. Now we're going into some hotel pans. Basically, there's different sizes. The most useful ones are perforated ones because you can cook with these. You can steam with them. You can drop them. And then before we get into those little bit ones though, Sean, let's say there's like 6 of these in a restaurant. Okay. 6 perforated ones. There's 3 stations. 2. You know what? Let's do 12. Let's do 12.
Okay.
12 will give me a pretty good, decent size. I say that for everybody that's listening. You can store your proteins on here, and then you can dump ice on top of it while they're on a drawer. That's the main reason. That's the main thing that we use this for, pretty much. Or if you have a steamer, you can put your food here to steam and get cooked. But for the purposes that Sean and I used it for, all our proteins, our fish and our meats will go in here. You would dump ice on top so they're extra cold, and then you just kind of stick it back in a drawer. And then my favorite, the 6 pans, the 9 pans, the 3rd pans. These are little bit things that are 4-inch deep that goes on every station that holds prep items. How important
and your
is
cell
this?
phone so you can have a speaker.
Hey, I was gonna get there, but Sean, how important are these in a restaurant?
Again, super crucial. Obviously, you're gonna. It's the best way to say this. So they're designed to fit next to each other, and also to slot into some of the other like hotel-sized pans.
Right.
Again, durable. They're not clear. They have some properties that make them better for holding certain food items than plastic. They don't. Some plastics are. They're not going to be good for long-term storage, and neither should you really be holding anything in these for too long anyway.
Correct.
But yeah, again, super crucial.
Sean, do you know why they're called 6 pans, 9 pans, quarters? You know why they're called
because that's how many of each you can fit into the hotel pan size shape.
This right here. So that's why it's called like that. I'm pretty sure people not necessarily know that. Some of my cooks in this restaurant, they're like, why is it called a 6 pan? So I took 6 of these. I was like, it's called a 6 pan because 6 of these fit in here. And they're like, oh, it's like, yeah, bro, that's the whole the purpose of it. Sean, let's go with, God, I don't know. Let's go 20 of the 9th pans.
Okay.
Right, there's 3 stations. Let's go 20 of the 9 pans. I'm okay with that. Let's go 30 of the 6 pans.
Okay.
Yeah, 20, 30. And then let's do at least 15 of these full deep ones because we can cook in these. You can shove big pieces of meat in them, season it, stick it in the oven, and then forget about it. So I think 15 will take care of this all together. 2 more tabs before Sean reveals the final number. We don't need the small. I mean, we could, but that's okay. Not a big deal. When I say 2 more, I'm actually forgetting a couple of things. So let me look it up. Some plastic wrap that I completely forgot to put in. So not this one, but the industry standard. But for the time being, let's put that, and aluminum foil. And those will probably be the last 2 in our our full restaurant that we're kind of trying to build. Plastic wrap, Sean, how important is this?
Crucial. You're not getting anything done without having plastic wrap. Because all of those stainless steel 6 and 9 pans that we just bought are gonna need these for your short and intermediate term storage.
Everything has a wrap on it. Everything has a label on it, on top of the wrap. That's how we identify it. But we buy plastic wrap by the buckets. I mean, not bucket, by the boxes.
Right. Yeah, it comes in a large cardboard box with like really thick, like perforated teeth.
I actually have one here.
I tell you, these things are gold in a kitchen.
Yeah.
You cannot go home if you don't know where the plastic wrap is.
Who has the plastic wrap?
So you might want to hoard the plastic wrap. I've seen it happen. I've seen friends become enemies, and the enemies become embroiled in a blood feud because someone desperately needs the plastic wrap.
Some of them put their names on her and be like, look, my name's on her.
This is mine. Right. They didn't buy it, but their name's on it.
This stays on my station. No, it does not. It belongs to everybody, but that's how important.
It belongs to everybody.
That's how important our plastic wraps are. And then obviously aluminum foil to go on top of the plastic wrap if you're trying to steam something or trying to cook something in the oven. That's pretty standard procedure. But this is also a dime a dozen token, just like plastic wrap is. But we use this quite essentially. So Sean, let's say, I don't know, there's 10 of each at $3. 10 of the aluminum foils and 10 of the plastic wrap at $10. What is our tally so far? Actually, let me take a guess.
Okay.
I lost track. I think we're at $24,000.
All right. So I had a bit of a malfunction midway through. Okay. So like I had to kind of like fudge a number, but my number is 22.5.
22.5. So for without even having to do any of the janitorial ones, none of the walk-ins, not the dishwasher. That's like another thing altogether. And China is like 80% of the restaurant that we haven't even gotten to talk about.
I mean, there was some things in there that like I felt like we kind of missed. Like we don't have any tongs.
Oh shit, you're right. Hold on, let me go back.
We don't have any tongs. I mean, we don't have any spoons. Like there's some stuff that like
I forgot. Like
tongs. Super duper, super crucial.
Oh shit. Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back. 2-pack of tongs for $10. Okay, but not this one. This is a piece of crap one. You want the full steel, clicky one that everybody uses. Let's get 12 of those, Sean, at $10.
All right, so
let's do 120. What else did we miss?
I mean, we need some sort of linen service because we're gonna be handling
janitorial
hot items.
Yeah, janitorial.
Okay. All right.
We'll mark it off on that one. Yeah, definitely. I forgot about tongs. Oh my god. How else are we gonna cook everything that's hot? That's kind of annoying. And I also forgot to actually put the flipper, like the actual spatula.
Yeah. But we're gonna need a few of those.
Let's say 10 of those at $5, which the Restaurant Depot was. So add another $50 to it. Grand total is still roughly around 23,000. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why we're broke. That is why the kitchens during this COVID time, we cannot float it because just equipment alone on a small scale restaurant. This is I'm talking about. That's like that's like a 20-seater restaurant inside one of like a corner store bodega that you're looking at. That's what they have in their kitchens, pretty generalized. And if they're not getting that income on a daily that they usually do, and they don't. Most of the times, most restaurants don't have like a fund like most corporations have, like corporate restaurants do. They're gonna die in the water. So that's like my big thing that I kind of want to share to people why it's 1 out of 3 restaurants actually right now in America will not be back after this whole COVID thing happens, and that's pretty sad. That's sad times for everybody. Sad times for mostly mom and pop shops. So our heart goes out to them. Sean, how do you feel about that? And some final thoughts as we close?
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into bringing food to your table. It might seem is when you're looking at the menu that the price is pretty inflated relative to what it might cost you to go to the supermarket and procure those same things and produce it yourself. And it's true.
It is true.
It is. I mean, restaurants, they're businesses. They're not charities. They're trying to come up with processes and use the tools to produce good food efficiently, quickly, and and some of that cost is going to be passed along to you.
Correctly.
But the experience you get is great food in a short amount of time. You can literally generally have it on your table within 20 minutes.
Yep. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, part of it is what you're paying for is the maintenance of these items, this equipment that's used to produce the food that you're gonna eat.
Yeah, and we didn't even cover like employees and stuff either.
Oh yeah. You're not talking your payroll. We're not talking about the food itself that has to be brought in, and all of the different ways that it needs to be maintained. And again, even with some of the equipment that we were talking about, just in terms of purchasing it, this is not including any sort of warranty or maintenance program, or that's just required to keep these things up and running.
Just that alone is so intense, man. Just to having to prep it, and then just like I said, my heart goes out for all the mom and pop shops that won't be able to survive this COVID season. But if you can help them out, and you see somebody, one of your favorite stores that they're doing a takeout special right now, please, by all means, give them a shout out, support them, show them some love, because they definitely need. They are a day-to-day business. That's how they're gonna stay afloat. But if it's like a corporation, screw them. Don't do that. I'm kidding. Also show them some love. Everybody's kind of suffering now, but hey, our hearts go out to them. From Sean, like I mentioned, you can check all our good things at Chef Salty Pork on YouTube. You can hit up Sean at MetroCardX on Twitter. Any questions, any comments, you can send it by AskChefSalty@gmail.com. Sean, one final word, and let's give it back to the people. Word of the day. Let's just say.
Don't underestimate the quality of your mattress. I'm just so tired.
Yo,
that's all I'm thinking about.
You have that purple mattress?
The purple mattress?
Yeah, you should get one, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like all those infomercials and all those commercials in that purple mattress.
Like the Serta Perfect. Dude, I am in the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time.
That was Caitlin and I's first purchase together. Was a bed, and it was like a plush repeated bag. Like we made sure this bed slept well. It's my favorite time of day right now. When I get to sleep in a beautiful bed, takes care of your back. But definitely, take care of your back, man. Or get a good pillow. How about your pillow? How good's your pillow?
Yeah, the pillow game is strong. Again, that can be rectified relatively easily. I mean, you can stumble into any big box retailer and find yourself a good pillow, but mattress is something where like things were good and then all of a sudden they weren't. So it's time to get on that. So that's soon come.
Okay. I'll give out Sean's little link down below so you can give him some money for his mattress.
Yeah, really? You want to cash app me?
You want to cash app Sean?
I'm not begging. We're Gucci over here, and we just got to get it done. That's all.
Got you. I wasn't kidding. I was gonna start you off one real quick.
I know, right?
That'd be hilarious. But definitely take care of your back, like we do in our kitchens. We take care of our feet. Most seconds to that is just sleep. So definitely take care.
It's where this is where you spend most of your time, man.
His back is hurting. Y'all can tell right now. He's tired.
Dude, man, I'm sleeping on my side, man.
Not happy. All right, that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we are live every week. You can check out all the other good stuff below. But other than that, from Sean and myself,
Peace out, internet.